I'm so hyped.
Are
My
you using it
dad.
right now?
No, not this one. It's a an action camera. I'm gonna use it for my runs.
An
Um,
action camera.
mm-hmm. Very excited.
Hmm.
I was gonna say my dad is the type to like never say something is good. Like anything, mostly food. You'll take him like a 5-star place where they're like doing shit to perfection. He's like, you know, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I'm like, bro, there's literally nobody could do this better. This is the guy for this. He's like, I, there's better. Like, bro, all right, fuck me, I guess.
Listen, bro. There's always somebody better, or so they say.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
There'll never be a better life until you love yours. Something like that.
Shout out to Cole.
Better than yours. Better than yours.
Welcome
Guys,
back to another episode of you. Oh, go ahead.
the
What were you
mode's
saying?
coming back.
I
How do you?
saw on your TikTok. Yo, did you? Matter of fact, did you get my message? I sent you over a fucking coffee place to try.
What on what?
On I think I sent it on the gram.
On the gram skis?
Well, we all know how much
Oh.
you pay attention to my messages.
I just saw
so.
it. I'm gonna have to obviously watch
I
this
love that
later.
song, by the way. Blue in Exile. First things first. That's what attracted me to the post.
Okay. I appreciate you sending that over.
Great fucking song. Great fucking song.
I appreciate you sending that.
You all right, Corpse? Are you blitzed already, or
What's that? No, it's
You
just it's
blitzed?
weird because of the light. The light with my without my glasses, it feels weird. So I'm like,
but you don't like the way that the light looks with the glasses on?
I know I don't like the glare. Pisses me off. But you live in
To
your life.
glare or not to glare? That is
To
the
glare
question.
or not to glare. A lot of glaring these days. A lot of glaring going on. But
Fuck
before we get to
glances.
glaring, I want to welcome to everybody to another Usual Tuesday podcast. I am your host, Big Corpse from Korpscollection.com. Joined by my wonderful, beautiful, handsome, powerful, strong, masculine co-hosts 0% and Save One of Save One Gaming. Gentlemen,
Hello.
it's another week.
Hi, I'm Save One. You know what? I was just having this conversation. It's so funny because it goes back to the Sinners movie. Like,
Well, we can't say Gobes back. The podcast.
well,
is
sorry,
not
we were
even
talking.
here.
Okay, we were talking about it in the green room, and then we
We
decided
were.
to go live. But bro, the Smokestack Twins is such a badass name. And then how do you get a badass name like Smoke or like Stack? Like that's a sick ass nickname. And I was just thinking, like, I wish I had a cool ass nickname.
Dude,
And my
it's
mom was
safe.
like, "That's what my mom said," and I said, "That doesn't really count though, because technically, I gave myself that nickname."
The point is that it's stuck. It's not who gave it to you. It's that it sticks.
Stack.
Yes.
Stick and stack.
It's stuck.
But yeah, okay. Do you want me? Fuck. Do we talk about the movie though? Since Corpse hasn't
We
watched it.
can't
Corpse,
talk
do you
about
plan
the
on
movie.
watching
You
it?
gotta have vagueness about it.
Maybe later.
No.
Bro, you watched
it is
Snow
worth
White.
the
You
watch.
gotta watch this
Yeah,
one.
it's worth the watch. I promise you. Look, it's. I know I said it is a
Don't
little
overhype.
corny,
Don't overhype it.
but it is worth the watch. And here's what I'll say. I really like the acting and the distinction between the twins because it was Michael B. Jordan playing both of them. And bro, cinematography is so awesome with the way that they like had them in the scenes together, like talking to each other. It was very good, done
was-
very well.
ridiculous. It was really. I was just like, just on that front of like, just appreciating the cinematography on that was crazy. I was like, bro, this is amazing. What I'm
Bro,
watching.
like the opening scene where they're together, like when you first see them, they're sharing a cigarette, and it's so like fluid. It's like,
Seamless, bro.
yeah, it was put together very well. Yeah. But the acting, bro, it's Michael B. Jordan's fine ass. He hasn't played in anything bad.
Not even.
Yes, he has.
Chronicles.
Yes, he
What?
has.
What has he played in bad?
Fantastic Four.
I'm talking about.
okay.
No, it was ass. I'm talking about fine ass Michael B. Jordan. He was still coming into himself in Fantastic Four. Let's be real.
Creed 2 was alright.
Michael B. Jordan hasn't. Michael B. Jordan wasn't fine until like
Black Panther 2.
Black Panther.
I didn't care for him there. I feel like.
Oh, I didn't even know he was in the movie.
In Black Panther 2?
Yeah, he
I haven't
was
seen
Killmonger.
it. I haven't seen it.
He was Killmonger.
I know who the fuck he is, dog, but I didn't know he came back. I thought he died.
Well, he did in the movie. That's what I'm saying.
And that was Black Panther 1. That was the first Black Panther.
Wasn't that 2? Am I crazy?
No, there's 2.
No, it was not.
No.
It was 1.
There's 2. He's in both of them.
Oh, I didn't know he was in the second one, but he died in the first one.
Yes, he dies in the first one. In the second one, he comes back in the ancestral realm.
My bad. You're right.
Damn, fucking Marvel.
No. I was thinking about. I don't know why I thought there was 3 and he was in 2, and I thought 1 was something else.
No.
My bad. You're all right.
No.
Because 2 has to do with Namor as well.
Namor, yes.
And then what was the movie that he played like a lawyer or something like that? Badass movie too.
I don't know, but
I don't remember. I don't know that one.
It was here. Let me see. I don't think Kelly's in here yet to give us a
Kelly.
all Michael B. Jordan films. I'm not typing anything sick. All Michael B. Jordan films. Sinners, good movie. Creed 3, decent movie. I won't say it was great. Without Remorse, didn't watch that one. Fahrenheit 451, good movie. Fruitvale Station, good movie. What's the movie that I'm thinking about?
Got no idea. Was he a lawyer? I have no idea.
He plays like a lawyer or something. It's not that one.
7. What? I'm gonna go see. Superman.
It wasn't a lawyer. It was A Journal for Jordan. He plays a soldier. That's the one I'm thinking about.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, good movie.
The cutest trio. Tell him I said what? Tell him I said it too. Oh, Samuel says the cutest trio.
Oh, hello.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hi, Samuel.
Hello. I know you got something for us this week, Corpse.
Wait, what do you mean?
I know you got something. I could have sworn there was something you said you wanted to talk about, but we weren't able to talk about it last week because we didn't do the show.
There was the Snow White.
Oh yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on it. I want to hear your thoughts on the Snow White.
Hold on. So hold on. Let me look. Oh, first off, so let's make this a little segment. Here I am I am your ex-senior correspondent here on the Usual Tuesday podcast, reporting live to you. 5 years ago, Save went full time on Facebook streaming, so I want to give a shout out for that.
Oh yeah,
big shout out for that. And then I went and watched How to Train a Dragon, and then I also watched Snow White at the crib. Me and Damien, of course, got into a little back and forth of CGI versus animation. I
didn't even read it. So I want you guys to get into it on here because I did not read it yet.
Well, I will concede to some of the points that Zero makes. Where
I'll concede to no points.
I feel How to Train Your Dragons has been the best representation of CGI used in a live action adaptation. Best. I think it's one of the best representations of sticking to source material. Best, hands down, so far. Now, and I even say that, right, with some kind of thought saying, because me and Damon had a back and forth on this, was Snow White was horrible to me, right? And it was horrible for a list of reasons, right? But
wait, what did you rate it? A less than 2.7?
2.5 or something.
It was like, yeah, less than 2.7. Yeah, Snow White less than 2.7 out of 10. The new angle wasn't good. The approach and the plot build was not it for me. None of it was really good. I will say though, the CGI on it was really good. Yeah, the CGI. If I was to imagine, I don't know how bad this is to say. If I was to imagine a magical dwarf named Dopey, right? That's how I would have imagined him to look, like finding him somewhere in the wilderness. I will give them that. I
So
will.
you would automatically look and be like, "That's a dopey right there."
That's Dopey right there. Like no mistaking it, bro. When you see him, when you see his character, you're like, that is Dopey. I think some of that was okay. I think the CGI looked really, really good. I think Gal Gadot looked really good. I think even how they made the evil witch girl who gives her the apple, like that looked good. Like it.
The
If
apple
I
having the skull in like acid, that was cool.
like and it. If I was to look at a magic apple in real life that was poisonous, that's what I would have imagined it right there, right fucking there.
Yeah.
But
You
me
got a
and
jit calling you. You got a jit calling you behind you.
oh hi baby.
I saw the door open and I was like, "Am I tripping, dog?" I thought I was tripping, bro. Yo, Corpse is in his full dad bod right now, bro.
Yeah, you got it.
Dad bod. That's kind of nuts.
We're going to cut that out. But anywho,
You couldn't hear anything. You couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
okay. The anime, I just feel that, and I feel like I've said this before on the podcast, where I feel like CGI is going to be the next best thing because and this is where me and Damien got fucking tangled, is I just feel that the human expression does more for art than any other media. There's something about that will always resonate to me. Now, I will give Damien his point of animation can bring things together in a way that, even if you put the proper CGI and the proper acting, like Lion
The
King,
Matrix.
Aladdin, or like I'm talking about like CGI remakes, right? Like they
Oh.
like cool, but it's just a little squirrely. You know what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't feel right. Like something about it doesn't feel right. Where animation can get the feel right. Sometimes though, I feel that animation doesn't get the feel right, and the live action. It's not because of the humans. It's because the CGI isn't matching. If that makes, do you guys get my point? How I'm making that point there?
This is
It's
what I'm understanding from you, okay? Because Disney movies are originally cartoons.
yes.
As children, you watch them as a cartoon and you understand this is like a sing-songy, da-da-da-da-da, cool animals talking type of deal because it's a cartoon. And then when you watch it live, you're like, what the like this doesn't feel right. Like it's just not. Like I even asked Peanut. I showed Peanut Hakuna Matata, the live action version, and then I Can't Wait to Be King as a cartoon version. And I said, both of these are the same movie. Which one would you want to watch? And he said, cartoon.
Yeah. Okay.
Showed him the same thing with Little Mermaid, cartoon.
A Lion King is always going to be a little squirrely because it's animals. That's where, to me, that's where I will give Damien that. Lion King will never be good live action to me because it's animals, and I don't think there's enough CGI to trick me. Like it'll never trick me into believing that this fucking.
They tried though. They tried with. I will say this. They tried with Lion King. It was some good ass CGI, but I'm just like, lions don't talk. You know what I mean? But if a lion did talk, that's the way his mouth would move.
But Emma Watson as Belle, I think, personally, will always bring a different depth than Belle in the animation. I think there's something about real life skin and a real life voice and a real life portrayal of what this emotion is supposed to be taking upon her. Like, I think there's just something that you just don't get it when you're drawing it. You get it when it's happening. And I feel like that's kind of where me and Damo started
going. What about my biggest argument on, like, sometimes I agree with you that it can be harder for animation to portray some sort of attachment or feeling or some sort of like real gut punch that a real actor can portray with facial expression or some sort of emotion.
Like the glisten of an eye when they're about to cry or something like that. Like that type of shit. You mean?
Wait, did everybody watch that? I'm gonna sound like a fake fan. It was a Pokemon movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it was back. I think it was
Pokemon 2000, where the
late 90s,
Pikachu's
early
are slapping
2000s.
each other.
slapping each other, and
Ash
Ash
turns to
dies, turned to stone, and Pikachu goes to his dead, cold body. Can't tell me that not every kid shed a little tear right there,
I shed more than a tear, bro.
Don't
bro.
doubt.
And
I
that
don't doubt
was
that at all.
animation through and through.
I don't doubt that at all.
But also, yeah, I'll fully agree
Wait,
that
but to Korps's point, that wasn't a human showing emotion.
But that's exactly what I'm saying is that even humans, even non-humans showing emotion can tether you to a character so much that you really do feel that on an emotional level. It like hits you in such an emotional place, even if they're not real, even if you know that they're not real, even if they're not even human in the cartoon.
But I just think, I personally believe that there's a depth that a human will give you.
I
Because
agree.
me and Save can remember this a little bit, right? Like watching Pokemon on TV. We go and get the fucking cards. We're doing the thing. And then
At the
we
ancient
go,
meat bar, you went to go to the
bro,
movie.
and then we go to the movies and he dies. Bro, my whole world came down on me. And I could just,
making me cry right now.
bro, and I'm just thinking, if my baby boy would have been portraying that image as a real life human actor, what would my emotional collapse have looked like? And I just like to assume, I guess the human part of me where I can feel like an asshole all the time is I just feel that like you, a cartoon of you will not. Oh, Save, I love you.
He's crying, bro. Big boy tears.
No, I got itchy in my eye. Okay, now talking about Pokemon 2000 because that's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh, Save, I love you.
I love you too, bro. Since we got Detective Pikachu, do you think that we can get a remake of Pokemon 2000? Because they did remake it, and it's fucking horrible.
The CGI one, the
CGI one, and it was bad. Like I did not like it at all.
The
Mew versus Mewtwo fight was sick, but that was it.
The main thing I always have issue with whenever it comes to like any sort of animation remake to live action, like Putch was saying, I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon. I've heard good things about it, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I'm sure it's a good movie. And I'll probably eventually watch it once it hits streaming. But the one thing that annoys me, and Putch said, is that it's close to the source material. Why the fuck do I want to watch something live action close to the source material that's based off of a movie that I can watch fully animated? Why would I want that?
Why would you want to read a book and then watch the movie? It's the same shit.
They're absolute complete different mediums, and the stories are full. Like, we're talking about my imagination interpretation of text versus a fully directed out animated movie that's been from beginning to end.
To live action, but
you're not changing. It's like you're not changing the medium really. It's book to movie where you're like, oh yeah, this is like way different from what I thought.
No, I'll say
it keeps close to the source material, but it makes its changes where I think it's like well deserved to compact it into a movie.
So if you're telling me right now, if they made Avatar: The Last Airbender a show that was frame for frame the remake of the cartoon, you wouldn't watch it?
Into a live action?
Live action frame for
it?
frame.
Why would I watch it?
Because don't you think it would be sick to see people like water bending and like actual water, like how it would look in real life?
Not really. I think that in particular is a gimmick. It'd be cool for the first like episode. You're like, whoa, but then it's like, all right. I mean, like I know what the story is. I know where it goes. I know how it ends. The probably the last fight scene would be awesome. I would love to see that maybe live action. Just pour all the money into. When
did How to Train Your Dragon the first one originally come out?
I want to say 2011, but
everybody take a guess. Okay. I'm gonna say 2012.
Yeah, it was something like that, like 2010, 11, something like that.
2010.
2010.
Look at me, dog.
What did you say?
I said, look at me, dog.
No, what'd you say before that? What's the year that you guessed?
2010. I say it was either 2010 or 11.
I thought it was 12. No.
So here's the point that I have to make. It is now long enough to make a remake. One.
Mhm.
Two, there are now 10-year-olds that have never seen the original movie that are now going to go watch the live action movie.
Yes.
That is the reason for making a live action movie.
But
why
guess
would
what?
they make
They could also just watch the animated movie.
But they don't get the feeling of going to the theater and fucking going with their family, sitting eating popcorn and shit like that. Like, it's
They
different.
could
I'll say
they've
two things.
Re-released movies. Why
Sure, they have. Sure, they
can
have.
you just
Hey,
do that?
Two things about the movie I'll say is one, I am not super hip to the movies themselves. Right? So kind of to Save's point, and I've been trying to actually say this for a second, and it's fun that Save just said it. This is really like my real first experience with the movie. I didn't watch it in the theaters.
I've never
and
seen it either.
when I did watch it, it was always kind of like because it was on and the kids is watching it, and so I was like loosely watching it, you know. So there could be some non-source canonical, you know, material in there that they kind of went off script. So Damo, I don't want you to think that you are watching a frame by frame.
No, I would hope it's different. Because
Yeah.
Why would I watch the same thing again?
Well, because when I asked my son, I was like, "Baby, how close is that to the original one?" I was like, "It's pretty close, right?" He's like, "Yeah, it's so close. It's almost the same one." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Huh."
See, I think that's dope. I like that. I like that. And especially when they take the original source material and then do it again live action, frame by frame, and like there's like certain people that recognize like The Last of Us, for example, right? Like people that played that game and then watch the show know when the scene is exactly the same. So maybe
Sure.
great fans of How to Train Your Dragon could be like, wow, now we get to see what it looks like with an actual actor who gives us, with like what Korpsx said, this human emotion in their face instead of a cartoon. And then now I get to see them ride a dragon that looks fucking real. Like that's a sick feeling.
My issue is, so I love Adventure Time, right? Adventure Time ended a couple years back. They made a live action Adventure Time based off of the first 2 or 3 seasons. I'd be like, okay, I hope they come up with their own material and it ends up differently and they could spin off and do their own thing. But I would appreciate those moments of having, you know, the like that feeling of like I'm watching this for the first time again and I get to see the beats where I'm like frame by frame, I remember this exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're one off. I think you're like a one off when it comes to that. And here's why I'll tell you that. If the story, like if they did we'll take Adventure Time for the example. If they did a live action Adventure Time and they went a different route, right? All the characters that you love, I don't know their fucking names, but the dog and the kid and whatever, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
People would be mad. People would be pissed the fuck off and be like, "This is not fucking Adventure Time. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit that they like?" That would more people would feel that way than the way that you feel.
So it's risky. You're taking a risk putting your IP as live action to begin with. But if you do it well, and you have to have the people, I feel like, with the vision, with these characters in mind. I'll give you a perfect example. 2 years ago, I want to say, there was a spin-off for Adventure Time called Fiona and Cake. And I right away dismissed that shit. I was like, it's ass. I'm not even going to fucking bother watching that. That shit looks stupid as fuck. And it's a spin-off based off of some throwaway characters from the original Adventure Time. So it was not only a spin-off of characters that you didn't give a fuck about, tied to the actual like canonical like Adventure Time timeline, but when watching it, it deepened the storyline of the main Adventure Time timeline, as well as gave you answers from that. It was such a cool, amazing spin-off that now, even though they're not like originally not my favorite characters, now I want to see the season 2, 3, 4, however much storyline they have. But that's what you put on the line. You put your IP on the line for a different type of story.
But see what you just did there? How did you start that sentence? You said they took 2 throwaway characters that nobody gave a shit about and took the risk with that.
But they had by flip side, they had a different spinoff called Distant Lands, And Distant Lands was a 4 or 5 episode. I didn't even watch it all.
I think that's the one you told me to watch or some shit, or you told me to watch the last one. Remember?
I think so. There's one episode in there worth watching, worth giving a fuck about, because the other 4 or 3, however many episodes there are 1 hour to 45-minute filler episodes that nobody gave a fuck about. With the original cast, I didn't finish watching it. I'm a huge Adventure Time fan. I didn't hear good things about it at all. But then these throwaway characters that they actually backed storyline with ended up being the thing that like was the saving grace for that whole spin-off series, things that they were trying with these characters. And so I think it is a risk to do something different. And obviously they can fail at that stuff, even though nostalgia will bring you at the door at first. The storyline and the importance of like how that deepens in that universe, at least for Adventure Time in particular, is what matters to me a lot.
But I think you have to take into consideration this, right? We have the examples in front of us. Look at the backlash that Lilo and Stitch got for not being a frame by frame, and for the canon changing. Mm-hmm. Look at the backlash that they got from it.
Mulan.
I think Mulan too.
Mulan
and then you have How to Train a Dragon, which is fucking top of the box office right now, and is probably going to be for the next couple weeks.
What I think though,
like that's the difference there.
At least
proof is in the pudding.
But Lilo and Stitch. Now I'm super shooting in the dark because I haven't seen any of these movies. From what I know about Lilo and Stitch, it seems like they, to the core, changed. Like the messaging is one thing, and then the outcome and how these characters react to that core messaging are a completely different thing. If I'm out here saying like, Ohana means family, and then I'm like, oh yeah, at the end of the movie, fuck Lilo, like I'm not even gonna take care of her anymore. Then it's like, oh, like this whole movie is based around family and not.
Why can't it be the opposite though? Like Ohana does mean family, and I need to make sure she's taken care of, and I can't care for her.
That's the main thing of the original animated movie. But from what I understand, like I said, I haven't seen any of these, so I don't know. Spoiler, maybe not. At the end of the movie, something happens to where it betrays that very idea.
Yeah, Nani gives her up for adoption or some shit. And I'd never even seen the movie, but I know all the backlash that's going on with it.
Bro, what the fuck is this movie about then? This is the whole point of the movie, is that you have to have the people in your life who are family and not leave them behind and care for them and whatever. All that bullshit. But it feels like it betrays that very messaging, that very core of what that movie is.
So all I'm going to say is that How to Train Your Dragons is from DreamWorks, right? I sent you guys this thing from DreamWorks earlier too about how they are the parody.
I was gonna hit on that.
The parody maker of Disney, right?
Yeah, make sure.
And all I'm gonna say is that everyone is saying that the CGI remake of this one is really good, but Disney has had hot dog shit of fucking CGI remakes. I mean, they're like what? They're probably like, and I'm being generous, maybe like 2 out of 7 that they've tried. You get away with 2 of them.
Which ones have been good though?
I will personally say the Beauty and the Beast one was.
Oh yeah,
good.
You do like that one. You do say you like. I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Lion
King was ass.
I don't function with Aladdin, but I know there's people who function with Aladdin.
Aladdin was ass.
CGI can't be good on Aladdin, bro. The Will Smith shit was crazy.
I don't like it personally, but that's why I'll say I will stretch.
Ass. The movie was ass.
That's why I say I'll stretch. I'll stretch to even go that far, but at least
Jasmine, whoever that girl was that they casted for Jasmine was fine as shit. But
the Pink Power Ranger, she's the Pink Power Ranger.
Power Ranger, yeah. Mm-hmm. She was the only one though. But Becky G is way finer than Pink Power Ranger. Yellow Ranger is way finer than Pink Power Ranger.
Just relax.
No. I'm talking about in that Power Ranger movie specifically. Okay, we fuck with Trini. All right. Yeah, what else have they done? They've done Beauty and the Beast. They've done Lion King, which was ass. Aladdin, which was ass. Snow White, which you said was ass, which I'm not probably ever going to watch.
Wait, but CGI, he said was good.
The CGI was good.
But we're talking about the movie itself now.
Yeah,
we're
not just talking about CGI.
I mean, I thought we were just talking about CGI.
No, the movie itself.
The CGI has been good, I would say. The CGI in Lion King, I would say, was good CGI.
Yeah, for the most part.
But now what we're talking about is the actual remakes themselves, if they were good or not.
Yeah.
What other remakes did they make? Is Kelly in here yet? Kelly, you in here?
Wait, hold on. Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Aladdin.
Mulan was not good.
Hold on, I'm just naming them. Snow White, Wait, what? Fuck. Aladdin, Lion King, Snow White,
Mulan.
Mulan, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, uh, Lilo and Stitch, and then that's it.
So they've made 0 good CGI. Well,
One.
one for you.
1 out of 7. Yeah, DreamWorks right now is 1 out of 1. Because even if you don't want a frame by frame, whoever watches that movie for the first time, I guarantee you 80% chance they're gonna like that movie and give it a 7.5, maybe 8. Just based if they like the story or
So
not.
what? Okay, so let me just put it to you like this: what DreamWorks movie would you like to see frame by frame remake of? Now, I can't say Shrek. I can't because I think Shrek belongs as a fucking just animated movie. I don't think that they should remake Shrek.
No. Let's look.
List of DreamWorks movies.
Sinbad would be a good one.
Sinbad?
Yes, Sinbad. Sinbad was actually a really good movie.
What the fuck was Sinbad?
El Dorado, Prince of Egypt. Ooh.
Great movie. Great movie.
Great movie,
Spirit?
chat.
Mr.
Spirit?
Peabody, Spirit.
Great movie.
Castaway.
Yo, actually, DreamWorks don't miss, bro.
They haven't. That's why I sent that earlier too, because I was like, Damien.
Kung Fu Panda, Trolls,
But not as live action.
Ooh,
Not as
Trolls
live
is
action.
fire too, though.
Shrek, Captain Underpants, Joseph King of Dreams.
The trolls would have to be cute trolls, though. You can't make people mad, ugly, and that be the whole thing.
Oh, okay. So then, how do we feel about the Smurfs?
Wait, The Guardians was a good movie. I liked it. I liked The Guardians.
Smurfs is coming to live action.
The Croods.
Smurfs.
You could do the Croods, too,
Smurfs already did live action.
A
They already
Prince
did
of Egypt, a frame by frame with humans would go fucking hard.
Ooh,
That shit would
who
go.
did No, Journey to Atlantis was Disney, huh?
Oh, Atlantis, yes, was Disney. Yes,
Bro, that movie live action. Somebody did a fan made trailer. Oh my god, I was like fucking engorged.
Oh, wow.
In London.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and the Crew, I think the Cruise would be good as a live action.
Maybe nowadays. Because remember when they did, I don't know if you guys remember the Flintstones, or Damien's way too young.
Wait, I
Remember when
think
they
I did see this.
The
The
Flintstones,
Flintstones live action with Rosie O'Donnell?
Yeah.
Hold on.
And what was the dude's
Yeah.
name from fucking
It's been
Married?
so long
Yeah.
since I'd seen this, though.
Yeah, but when did it come out, bro? What year did it come out? It had to come out like 99 or something like that. Some outrageous shit like that.
94? Hold on.
How did you see
Yeah,
it?
1994. Me?
Yeah, that came out 5 years before you were even born.
Bro, I'm a 90s kid. What are you talking about?
Get the fuck out of here. You can't be born in 99 and consider
Do you guys know
yourself a
about Timmy the
fucking
Tooth?
90s kid.
Have we talked about Timmy the Tooth?
Yeah, I do know Timmy the Tooth.
Bro, what you know about Timmy the Tooth, bro?
You know about Timmy the Tooth, bro.
Fucking demon over here. Holy shit.
You know Timmy the Tooth, Corpse?
No.
Oh, man. You're
Bro,
blessed.
this is the scariest fucking motherfucker. He was like this tooth, and he was kind of long, and he had this like little fucking red bow tie. It was red, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, red bow tie, and he had big ass fucking eyes, bro, that would blink like this.
And he had a dog. It was a dog. It was a toothbrush. It was this little dog,
Toothbrush.
and it was all like themed. I think like some of his enemies were like some of his ops were like gingivitis and shit.
Oh, my God.
Bro, there were these little VHS tapes. Oh man, fuck! I really want to watch these. They're so
You guys remember?
weird.
You remember? There's no way Damien remembers this one. Brave Little Toaster.
I've heard about this. I think my girlfriend knows about this, but I
Brave Little
never watched
Toaster,
it.
bro. He had a homie that was a desk light, and his nose was the light, and the mouth. Brave Little Toaster, bro. They don't make shows like or movies and shit like that like they used to, bro. Bobby's
Ooh.
World, that was my jam.
Can't, dude.
Dragon
Everyone
Tales,
is
Dragon
too
Tales.
fucking
I'm
aware.
too old for Dragon Tales.
Everyone
You
is.
said kids are too aware.
No, everyone is just too fucking aware, bro. I don't even like to say woke no more.
Oh, That reminds me. Did you guys see that post going around where this guy was like at a hotel or something, and they put on a warning before showing Rush Hour?
What?
Yeah, let me see. Hold on.
See, I've been seeing stuff like that. They do it on the Disney movies too, bro. Like before Aladdin, when you put on Aladdin,
I
it
think
gives
that's
it
based, bro. Some people get offended. And we really don't want to hurt people.
what?
Yeah,
Let
bro.
me see.
Like I'm not even on no troll shit. Not like I'm being so.
You're
basic.
trolling.
I'm not,
So you think movies should have disclaimers if they portray a
bro.
certain
Before
stereotype
the
of culture?
joke, I think you should say, "Hey,
See, look, I did a
just make sure
1998
you have
buddy
your
cop.
tissues, just in case you have some hurt feelings after this joke." I think the actor should come back and record that part because they're the ones who utter the words that are the joke. Even if the writers wrote it for them, they should come in as a disclaimer, say, "Hey, this part of the movie might be offensive for some people."
No, that's stupid. That's
There's
what.
gonna be a
Look,
lot of apologies I gotta issue.
USA,
dude.
USA Network included the warning for potentially offensive material. It read, "We all love our '90s buddy comedies, but this movie was created in a different time. FYI, certain depictions, language, and humor may seem outdated and at times offensive." They put that before Rush Hour 2 on the USA Network, bro. So they show that before they show the fucking movie. That's fucking bonkers. That is
Why?
bonkers. Why is that bonkers?
I don't get why it's a big deal. The only
Why
way
is it
this
necessary? Why is it
way-
necessary?
The only
Why
way
is it
this
necessary?
Shit, the only way this shit ends is if we just don't make it a big deal. You just keep it pushing, bro.
I
So
just have
don't wait. Then that you're what the fuck? Then there's no point in putting that warning before the movie because now
the-
you are causing a big deal.
No, because the people who it's for, they appreciate it's there. I mean, it's not for 99% of people.
What
Wait,
is
wait,
not
wait,
for
wait, wait,
99%?
wait, 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 wait. Hold up.
So then it's not
The math
necessary
is off.
if it's not for 99% of people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The math is off. Hold on, the math is off.
If it was for a majority of people, then I understand putting it there. But if 99% of people don't care, then why is it necessary?
Well, no, that's just not true.
Well,
Okay.
I get.
You just said that.
Listen,
no, I didn't
get-
say it wasn't necessary. I said it's not
You
for
just said
99%
it's-
of people.
I
So
get-
therefore, it's not necessary.
That's not true. There's plenty of things that are the minority of things of people that still need the thing that it exists for.
But then it becomes necessary. Words on a screen are not necessary.
Kelly Grigg, our senior correspondent. Don't watch
There she
movies
is.
or shows if you are so sensitive. Have an understanding for the story and know it isn't targeting anyone. My
Exactly.
question is this. Is if you're going to put that in front of the movie, right? I get it, the sensitivity part, right? Like I get being sensitive to other people's woes. But where do we in this whole movie, you put this little stupid thing up, but in this whole movie, where do we teach the discernment to our children that this isn't the way that we behave, right? Hey, you don't talk to people this way, right? Like where does that come in to?
Wait, why? Wait. Why? They're fucking friends. They're fucking with each other. It's okay to.
Hold,
with your
but
friends like that.
there's a couple jokes. I get it, because even then they were risky jokes, and now I to Damien's point and to the point of why
I don't know if you're trolling now.
No, deadass. To Damien's point, I understand why they're putting the things, why they put it there, because there is jokes that they make that today, in today's time, we say it all the time. In today's time, you wouldn't make a movie with that type of line of humor. It just wouldn't sit well.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder is a movie you will never be able to make again, ever again. Never.
Listen,
Never,
I think
ever
Rob.
again.
I think Rob Schneider. There was an interview with Rob Schneider or Jim Carrey, one of those two, and they were talking about yes, the fuck you could, because it was done well. Like if it was done poorly, then sure, it would get shit on 100%. But that was a good movie. Poor Robert Downey Jr. did a good job. Like there was so much comedic value and like seriousness behind that comedic value that it can't be seen as offensive.
I just don't think the production companies will take the risk.
No, they won't take the risk. But what I'm saying is there is going to be somebody. There is going to be somebody that could take that risk, and that it would be done well.
Yeah, whether it's as like I get your point, And I love Schneider, bro, because he's came out and really has stood up for like free speech here as of late. I hate some of his other talking points, though, I will say. But on the sole thing, that funny is fucking funny, dude. And funny is how we learn how to cope with things and bring conversations up to the light that may not have been there and may have been too tense to bring up unless via a joke. And and so that was like my second part to this whole thing. Like, I get the sensitivity portion, but where are we sensitive enough to say, hey, like, let's just laugh about this real quick?
Yeah,
Like,
but okay, so there's always another side of the coin, right? And I'm about to get real fucking serious for a second, bro. Like, okay, this is why I was afraid to watch Sinners, and this is the point that I was going to make up in the green room. Is Coogler is very like, like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
let's show why we as black are beautiful and we are our own people and why we should stand up for ourselves, and that type of, like, not very woke, but like very much against the man, and
He
especially the white
accentuates
man.
blackness. I love it. He accentuates blackness.
And I was very, very afraid to watch Sinners because of this movie, because a lot of, like, let me backtrack for a second on the comedy level and making racial type shit okay. When they did Get Out, like, Jordan Peele is very much so a comedian, but he's very much so an artist when it comes to like cinematography and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And
Wonderful.
Get Out was very much so a racial movie.
Yes, it was.
But so much enough of it was trolling, in my opinion, to where, like, white people probably wouldn't get offended by it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're not trying to fucking lure black people into this state of, you know what I mean, like, unconsciousness.
Hypnotize them.
Yeah. But he did it to the point where it was like trolling, but there was just enough black truth behind it to where it was like artistry, right? But I feel like right now only black directors won't get the short end of the stick for making movies that are maybe a little satirical when it comes to racism and stuff like that, but also showing empowerment to their people, if that makes sense. Like, no other directors or film producers are doing anything like that. And Sinners was like borderline for me. I was like, oh shit, like, I was like, here goes the woke bullshit that I don't want to see in a fucking Coogler movie. But he, like, stayed on the line, and it was good. It was good.
I think just like the same with everything. If you have a white director who does it, you have to do it well, though. Like, that's the only thing. It's only impressive if you do it well. Even if you do, and this is what, going back to it,
Shawshank Redemption.
You can have the disclaimer, and I think, my opinion, you keep it pushing. It's not for you. Like, it takes up the screen for 5 seconds so people could read it, pause, whatever the fuck, and then you.
It's not the fact that it's there that bothers me, though.
Can I say something, though? Because this is actually like a really true thing. I get your point, Demo, but I'm gonna say two parts, and I want to preface it with the first. Did you guys ever read the book Old Yeller?
I did not.
I did.
Okay, well, they say some choice words in that book. And in that book, I remember I took it to my mom. I was like, why would the author put it in there? I don't want to read this book no more. Why would they put that word in there? And I remember she handed me the book back. She goes, no, you're going to finish it because the author did his job. He made you feel. And he said those words in that order to make you feel. And I could just imagine that if on the front of that fucking book there was a label saying, hey, some offensive language in here, this doesn't really portray what would it, like, doesn't that rob you of some of the suspense of what's going to happen in this, like Save Sand, right? Like, here comes this moment and he can feel the suspense. He's feeling it build, like, oh shit, here we go. But if you know that that's going to happen because of the disclaimer in the beginning of this fucking movie, doesn't that rob you of some of the experience? Like,
I don't think so. But, like, for example, I try to stay away from second versions of trailers, second, third, whatever. I watched the first trailer. That's pretty much all I do. Because they start giving out they give away everything in the second, third trailer. This shit is so
I agree with that
annoying,
statement.
bro. But at the beginning of the movie, they said, hey, there are some choice words. There's also some flashing lights, viewer discretion advised for epileptic, whatever.
That's different.
That's
different. That's different.
Well, no. Aside from the epileptic.
Okay.
Other than the epileptic, I'm just saying, okay, let's say in whatever movie I'm watching, there's some choice words. There's some could be possibly offensive things that are said in this movie.
It's PG-13.
It's PG-13 rated R.
There's your warning there. There's your warning.
There's your warning.
No.
There's your warning, though, D. Crude humor, sex, and cigarette use. That's what the rating is there to tell you. Hey, there's probably gonna be some choice words in this motherfucker.
Yeah. Like, if there's an additional, it doesn't even matter then.
That's what the rating is there for, to tell you what the fuck is about to happen. But if there's another
layer of, so then why doesn't it ruin it in the first place then? If that's what the rating does, then why doesn't it ruin it?
I don't understand what you're asking.
If what you're saying is the rating portrays that exact information, then why wouldn't you whine about the rating giving away the whole story to begin with? It's not.
I was never whining about a story being given away.
Well, that's
no. I would say myself that the rating is not going to be as intrusive as something like a actual disclaimer on the front of it, right? Because then I know to look for a certain thing of certain significance. An R rating, a movie can have an R rating just because it cusses, it says the word fuck too many times. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now it's an R-rated movie.
Go ahead.
So I'm just saying that the more that you're giving me, the less that there is left for me to wonder and have imagination and build suspense around. Like, I get the sensitivity part about it, but like at the same time, the creators put it in there for a fucking reason, bro. Like,
true. I don't think the heads up or any sort of hey, this is here, by the way, just want to let you know, as the director, I don't think a disclaimer of the existence of something, of foul language or language that you might find offensive, is enough to be like, well, the fucking movie is ruined because I don't have the suspense of maybe I'm gonna get.
Nobody said that though, D. Not a single person said that. Not once.
Punch literally said that at the beginning of the book, wouldn't it take away from the feeling of what the author originally stated?
Yeah, like
the feeling of like doing his job and giving that type of shock value type of deal.
I am saying it wouldn't take away the shock, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, because you're suspensefully waiting for it, low key.
Okay,
but that's not. Anyways, back to my.
I'm just saying
back to my argument.
My
argument was, I think that it's ridiculous that they would have to put something like that on a movie that has been around for 30 fucking years. Like, you put a sensitivity clause.
You think it's ridiculous because it's not for you.
Sure.
You're not what it's food's for.
But for 30 years, it's never had to be there, Damien.
Yes,
is my point.
And 30 years ago, there are people who had never existed.
But I would argue that it is for save. See, this is where it gets weird with that argument of, well, it's not for you. Okay, then who are we educating to be more sensitive about these topics? If it's not for the guys who aren't sensitive about the topics.
It's not educating them on being.
I think you're misunderstanding what Korpsx is trying to say.
For being. Okay, sorry. Restate it.
Korpsx is basically saying.
Well, let him restate it. Last time I can understand it.
Okay.
So, if that disclaimer is not for safe, sure, then who is it for? Is it for the people? Is it for the people who just get offended by it and just so they know that it's there? Like, hey, we don't really think this. Or is it for people to become educated about the sensitivities of these things? Because if that's the case, then the message is for safe. And the message is for me too, because I'm not quite sensitive to these type of things. I don't feel offended by them.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. It falls on deaf ears because it's not going to hit you anyway. What I'm saying is that it's for the people who didn't experience that time, didn't know what the jokes were at that time. Because I agree, movies back then, They were funny as fuck. And they were
funnier than movies these days.
And they were at a different point in time where these things in the movie industry and things in general were accepted. If you go back to YouTube, bro, YouTube in fucking 2010, when I was growing up with this shit, it was unfucking hinged. But nowadays, you don't really say shit like that. You want to be a little bit more brand safe. Look at the biggest YouTuber in the world is Mr. Beast, and he doesn't say a fucking single curse word because it's just a different time. The people who are now going to go back and watch Rush Hour 1, 2, or I don't know how many movies there are, 3, whichever one you're watching, they don't have to understand. But maybe the people who are USA, I think you said the channel was, think it's beneficial to contextualize that movie within a time period of saying, listen, this was at a different time. This is not a brand new fucking movie. It's 2025.
Is it beneficial, or is it what you just said and brand saving?
It's brand saving.
But it's also at the discretion of the brand to make itself safe. That's its own prerogative to make sure that it's as profitable.
No, the prerogative is not to be safe. The prerogative is to not be
to. Yeah. Okay, I mean, we're talking about? We're not even splitting hairs at this point. You're just talking about like the negative portion of being safe.
Wait, are you saying Are you saying for them to be safe, like for their brand, or to be safe to let other people know?
No. For USA or whatever channel, for whatever channels, a producer promoting that movie or show, to be as safe as the brand can be, because that's what they care about. Because they don't want advertisers to be like, "Whoa, what the fuck are you doing? This is whatever." They want to say, "Hey, this is at a different time. This was a different time period. Language was different back then. We just want to contextualize that for those who might not know, who've never seen this movie."
You know, that's interesting. It just reminds me of like, hey, little baby, my little 18-year-old.
I mean, I've always known they did that, right? Like they just kind of
such bullshit, bro.
Like
coddling.
They were kite flyers, right? Like I wonder in 15 years, right? Like I was talking to a homie about this. Like in 15 years, what are we going to be advocating for, right? Like what's going to be the new hashtags? What's going to be the new fucking flags we're flying, bro? Like you see it change all the fucking time. And he did mention to me, and it kind of slipped my mind. He's like, you haven't seen nobody post nothing about Pride Month. He's like, don't nobody give a shit right now.
They kind of do out here because we're about to have Pride next week, but they kind of do out here.
When was Pride Month?
Last month.
Right, bro. I didn't see a single fucking parade on nobody's timeline.
Oh yeah, we getting paraded this next weekend, bro.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So they're moving on, people, and this was kind of to a point where like I was kind of trying to get to with you guys I think it was last week or the week before. Like people kind of are, you know what I'm saying? They're like just moving on to the next thing, moving on to the next thing, moving on to the next thing. It's always
when the sensitivity shit ain't moving nowhere, bro.
It's
just going to move to something different.
But that's what I'm saying too, is that we could be viewing it as sensitivity when it's just the brand being like, yo, we want to make sure we're safe. We got to put this fucking disclaimer on. I'm trying to think of like a good analogy.
How is that not how is that not sensitivity? How is that not like, I don't understand how that's not coddling because the real world is not like that, bro. The real world don't give you the fucking disclaimer before you get.
We say this all the time, but USA's put it on their fucking channel before Rush Hour 3. Like that is the real world. What are we talking about? What extra world are we talking about?
I'm talking about with actual human interaction, D, is what I'm saying.
Sure, that's fine. I don't think people are be like, before you come talk to me, I need to know all your fucking pronouns and I need to know whether or not you're going to be insensitive to me in any sort of way.
That's what we're setting up.
No, we're not setting up. I don't like. We don't see this unless we're chronically online. The people who are online all the time give a fuck about it either. That's what I'm saying. We just move the fuck on because there's gonna be another thing. There's just gonna be another thing.
I think I just have it. Well, that's a fair. I think that is a fair representation, right? And I think I just have a problem the more I see people fake pretending to care about a certain thing until the group moves to the next one, right? Like I've said it on the podcast recently that I've had a fat philosophy that people are just going to die on their advocacies, right? And I don't know. I really don't care about the whole sensitivity warning thing. I just think it's a really odd telling of the times that like... I don't know. Like, I feel like people worry more about what they represent and like brand safety, what they represent and what they look like versus how they actually operate. You know, like if you're worried about this movie being so fucking, you know, gross or whatever or crude, like why are you even airing it on
I
your fucking network? You know,
yeah.
like why would you even do that? Because they, and you said it, they want the ad revenue, they want the
Mhm.
viewership, and
Oh, the
Rush
guy
Hour.
that made that fucking thing, he's like posting it like 90s movies. This could be a little a little
But
intrusive, and then he goes and like sends his buddy a dead baby joke on Instagram. Like,
You get me, bro. Like you get me, bro. Like you get me. Like how are you guys gonna sit here and pretend? Like that's why I say what I say on the podcast. You guys know that I say it because I don't always really mean it.
I don't even think whatever channel it was. Like a lot of the times when shit like that happens, I don't think it's an outcry of people being like, "This was so offensive. You needed to." I really do think it's a more of a disclaimer of where it is to be like a business right now, where you're in the media eye and you want to be as brand safe as possible. So you make every precaution to be brand safe and to make sure that Pepsi and Coca-Cola don't fucking drop their ad spots. I think that's what it more reflects.
yeah, but I like people like fucking what the fuck is his name? M Night. Wait, who did
Shyamalan?
no?
Oh.
Who the fuck did Django? The fuck is that dickhead's name?
Is it a? Hold on.
Not M. Night Shyamalan, not fucking Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino. I like motherfuckers like Quentin Tarantino who stand on business and don't give a fuck. He's like, yeah, we're gonna say the N word 98 to 198 fucking times in my movie, and I'm not gonna put any fucking disclaimer. And I'm gonna have Leonardo DiCaprio, who's one of the baddest motherfuckers, and Jamie Foxx, who's one of the baddest motherfuckers, and Samuel L. Jackson, who's one of the baddest motherfuckers, keep saying this word over and over and over again because that's what my movie needs to depict.
You're also talking about a movie that came out in 2012.
Did black people hate the N or like the N word more then?
No, I'm just saying. No.
Again, white people cared less then, is what you're saying.
We're talking about the state, and in my opinion, the state of being a business, and it's a vulnerability to have cancellation, and then real ad dollars getting taken from you because of that.
So you're saying Django couldn't come out right now?
I really don't know. I've never actually seen Django.
What?
Is it Django? Django?
No, it's Django.
The D silent.
You've never seen Django?
D is silent?
Yes, the D silent.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's like literally the quote in the movie.
D's nuts. Boom, got him.
Bro, you've never seen Django?
You're going to need a disclaimer for that one there, bud.
You hell are going to. Bro, it has one of the best accidental scenes of movie history.
I know, he like breaks his hand on the glass and then keeps going.
Bro, such a good movie.
Cringe. Just kidding. No, I'm sure it's a good movie.
It's actually
God, how does he say it? He goes, seeing that you wouldn't pay $1 for this pickaninny, you don't mind handle this as I so see fit.
He said, it's your.
And he just leans over. Yo. Mr. Stein Safer? Have Bella and the bitches sitting D'Artagnan's ass on up to the head. It's like, oh, whoa, boy. And then
I've probably seen that movie like 10 times. It's so fucking good.
I watched that movie probably 4 times in a week, bro, one time when I was on the road. It was like on repeat on the HBO channel and I was just watching it every night.
You know who's in that movie that you would never expect? Jonah Hill. I can't see a damn thing.
Dude, Jonah Hill's funny.
I can't say. And about if you can see, the horse can see. If you can shoot.
Me and my wife stayed up all night making these damn things. 200 of these damn things.
Oh yeah, it's criticize. Well, don't ask me and mine for nothing.
He turns around and rides his horse with it. That shit is so fucking good.
Grateful sons of bitches.
Oh, definitely a must watch.
Bro, and listen, Damien, I want you to watch that movie. And it is funny, but there is truth to it, right? All funny has some truth.
Yep. I agree.
And I just want you to think, right? Just like my senior correspondent. I love it, Kelly, when I look over and you say a bar.
Just makes sense to tell people not to take cinema too
Just
seriously.
don't take it too seriously, bro, because I'm done. You're going to need a disclaimer for that movie. They have like Mandingo fighters, bro. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
It's a
Like
really
beating
good
each other
movie.
to the
Wait.
death.
Yeah, it's really good.
Tell me what you're saying. I'm gonna do some research.
He's about to look at what a Mandingo is. Be
No,
careful.
no.
You don't want to go to the wrong site now.
Stay off of page
Just see
like
the
3 or
reflection on my
4.
glasses, just big eyes.
Like a
Well,
man.
no, I had heard that word before, and it was like not good. Like, and I knew what it meant, like
Oh.
who they were, but I was like, whoa, like, but I always knew that word was not nice. Like, there is no leave the O and pick up an A. It's like,
Bro, let me ask you guys about this. I just heard about this yesterday. I guess there was a girl on the Love Island show that everybody's watching.
Yes, bro. I'm watching that show.
I guess she got kicked off the show because she said the word
Bro.
chinky.
what?
Whoa, chill out, bro.
Yeah, because fuck
We
that.
just
That's
got
never
canceled
been.
on so
Bro,
many
I don't give
levels.
a fuck, bro. If you ever smoke, how do you know you smoke? Hey, chingy, why your eyes so chinky? Because I've been smoking and drinking, bro. I was yesterday's years old when I found out why you say your eyes are chinky. I never fucking like put 2 and 2 together ever in my life.
Can talk about how people see in widescreen, bro.
Me Chinese, me play joke. You guys don't remember that when you were a kid?
But that's
Oh.
why Shane Gillis got canceled, bro.
For
Literally.
Chinese jokes?
Yeah, literally saying some shit like chinks and the G word and all that other shit. Tony Hinchcliffe too went through something similar.
Man, Shane Gillis ain't canceled, bro. He has a show on Netflix.
He's back. No. He's back, but it was in 2019.
So they'll let him talk
2020
about his
he was
retarded brother, but they won't, or uncle, but they won't let him talk about Asians.
odd. I know that.
Wait. Is that really what chinky means? Like, is that really where it comes from?
Chinky?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like when you smoke and your eyes get chinky, that's why they said that?
Yeah, because your eyes are low.
Bro, I genuinely never fucking knew that ever in my life.
Mhm.
Well, it looks like I'll never be on Love Island. I just said chinky like 12 times on this show.
Looking chinky. Hey, listen, I'm not saying that it's a nice word or that people should be
No,
using
but
it.
here's the thing is, I didn't know it was that bad of a word. Like I'm seeing all these as a Chinese American or this and that and the other. Like I'm so glad that Love Island stood up for. Like didn't this girl say this a long fucking time ago?
I
No.
think so.
No, it was
she made-
recently.
Yeah, she made the comments multiple times. Like 20. It was like at least 6 other
Was she
times.
addressing
But-
somebody that way, or was she
No.
describing?
There
She
was-
was saying that her eyes were chinky or something along those lines.
So
That's
that
kinda
was
crazy.
the most recent, but there were others that I hadn't been able to find all the context for, so I can't say that she hasn't said it to somebody or addressing to somebody, but she's been told multiple times like, bro, that's kind of unhinged, chill out. And she's like,
But-
oh, I
But
won't
there's
do it
people like saying like, "Oh, I'm glad that these people are standing up to these superficial racist individuals." I don't think she was being racist. That's not being racist at all.
I don't know.
I don't think it was racially charged. I don't think that she was being down talking to the Asian community. Like that's not racist. You know what I mean? Like we use these words so loosely intertwined with each other. It drives me nuts.
Hey, just like the N word, just like any of the other words, these forbidden language words, bro. Like, it's not so much about us and how we take it. Like
You still looking up Mandingos?
Zero said, it's kind of about for them.
it's
You
kind of
know,
nice. Just kidding. I don't know what Mandy is.
I just don't understand. Like I could understand somebody saying like these racially or racial slurs. I could see somebody saying that. But when you go and call this girl, like I don't think this girl's a racist. I don't think
No,
she
I would not
anybody in
label-
the
I
Asian
would not.
Community.
I mean, like I said,
don't-
I haven't seen any of the other things.
I don't think
but
she meant
I
it in a fucking
wouldn't say
racist
that
way. You want to say what?
I said I wouldn't say that either. That she's not. I don't think she's racist.
yeah. See,
but-
the problem is that you still have people who get up there and throw the ists and isms in a post, bro, because it just gets a lot of likes.
Oh, but this is a great example of why businesses are pressured to have that brand safety because they got a fuck ton of backlash because if I'm not mistaken, there was I forgot if she was Latina or what exactly she was, but on the show, Now these are different situations. Lightly, on the show, she said the N-word, not towards anybody. She said, "I want to find my I'm here to find my N-word." So she said that like pretty candid, like just like off the tongue. They put it in the show. The very next episode, because people got pissed, she was out of there. They were like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to leave, broskies. Get the fuck out." And they just mentioned it super lightly, like, "Oh yeah, she's left the villa," and boom, she was out. And so as the fans of the show who were giving a lot of backlash, they were saying like, if she's gone for saying, a racial slur, she's got to you got to be consistent. You can't fuck around with this, because if it was like,
was it my girl Hudda? Was it my girl Hudda?
It wasn't Hudda.
Not just
because they were just like,
that's the only girl that I know on the show.
Because they were like, if you're gonna stand on business with her and be like, you're out the very next episode, you got to say something about this, because it's kind of crazy. So people were.
Was she not black? Is that what you're saying?
No, she wasn't black.
Huh. We don't have any black viewers, huh? Do you have any black viewers?
I'm pretty sure we do.
Maybe.
There's got to be.
Not any live viewers, though, huh?
There's a lot of guys in the Korpsx page who's like, "Oh yeah, watch the podcast." So I don't know. Maybe maybe not live.
Okay, maybe for the playback, leave a comment somewhere on Korps's shit. I'm just curious. Majority, and not that I'm about to say anything crazy right now, but majority of the black community that I've seen that are very in tune with the brown community, i.e. Mexicans, say that they don't care if Mexicans say the N-word. Or Puerto Ricans or Colombians, Cubans.
Bro, I mean,
so I'm curious.
But it's just
curious.
It's just hard because obviously that's not everybody, but because I remember obviously my school was all Mexicans, and I remember one day we were in the we had a coach who was closer to our age, he was a younger coach, and we were just in the halls, and I think a couple guys down, they were just chatting, and he had heard that one of them had said the N-word to the other, and neither of them are black, and he was pissed, bro. He was fucking livid. He went up to him and damn near at the risk of getting fired was posting up with him almost. I was like, oh fuck, this is crazy. But he was pissed. He's like, don't you ever fucking say that again, whatever. I was like, whoa, shit.
I don't know if it's because I'm dark passing, but I grew up not my whole life. I grew up until probably my mid 20s saying the N-word to my black friends, and nobody
100%.
Anytime they introduce me to their black friends, I don't know if it's because I'm black passing, but I never had I never had an issue.
100%, I did.
And
100%.
I don't give a fuck. Cancel me. I still say the N-word when I sing songs. Cancel me. He said it for me, okay? Chris Brown said it for me.
Oh my god, yeah, bro. Listen, growing up in North Carolina, in our community, there was nothing but blacks and Native Americans, bro. And
trust me, I know. I still talk to Jordan.
Everybody could sit there and get into this whole natives were slaves too, or you guys are just all this or whatever. I know I said what I was addressed by. You know what I'm saying? So I was sitting in the back, of the bus, or sitting in the locker room, and I got 4 or 5 of my black homies right here, and they're all addressing me with this word. So I tell everybody, you might not like that I say the word, but you're going to get even madder when you learn how I learned how to say it. Was from other young
y'all motherfuckers. What do you mean by y'all motherfuckers? I mean y'all motherfuckers.
Y'all motherfuckers. Y'all taught me how to say it. Y'all taught me when, how, so I'm sorry, but it's
I have a homie who's 6'4", and I call him a snicker, and he calls me a walking roll taco. That's just the type of relationship I have with my friends, bro.
Yeah, but racist humor amongst friends, that's always okay.
Wait, what's racist? I'm just playing. No, but I think racist humor among friends is good.
It's awesome.
I have
amongst friends though.
Yeah, amongst you gotta.
We can't do it. We can do it between us, but we can't do it on camera.
Oh, don't try me. No, I'm just kidding.
Shit.
I'd rather not for my brand safety.
For your brand safety,
Yeah,
the coffee results, and
exactly.
Know
Yeah.
your crowd. Don't say stupid stuff online and around people you don't know who haven't given you the all clear or better. Find other less sus words to say.
Or
Kelly
better
Grigg,
get
our
fined.
senior correspondent.
Thank you, Kelly, for those wild.
Yeah,
words of wisdom.
I think a part of my whole issue with these like forbidden words, right, is because I'm not just saying like the N word and I'm not trying to advocate for me saying it, but I have an issue.
I advocate for Butch saying it.
I have an issue when it's in all your fucking rap songs. I have an issue when your community, right, can't even come into agreement of who can and can't say the word.
Keep it in the rap songs. It's cool.
Right? Like, if you address me this way,
It rhymes with trigger. You know,
like, bro, it's everywhere. You fools are saying it more than I'm saying it, and you.
but they're allowed to say it, Butch. They're allowed to say it.
But hold on. But we're also allowed to stand in the same fucking room together, my guy. And your whole American freedom, you can address me the way that you want to address me. And you're using that term allegedly in a term of endearment. And it's like, whoa, dog, maybe, like Kelly said, well, hey, dog, maybe we find a different word for endearment coming from you to me. Because subconsciously you're tricking me into believing that I'm able to say that word back to you in endearment. Because like when I tell somebody I love them, it gives them the permission to say I love you back to me. You don't think so?
No, yeah, bro, preach it up. I'm agreeing with what you're saying from a distance.
I'm just saying because it could get there. It could get nuclear. It could get nuclear, right?
I get what
it
you're
could get
saying.
nuclear. But I'm just not gonna say it. Like, so don't tell me that I can, bro, because your other homeboys ain't on the same page as you. So how about like maybe y'all don't say it too? Like that's just my what would make me feel safe, I guess, because the less I hear the word, the more I know not to say it, and I think that's the best way to exterminate something. If you want it exterminated, is to kill it off completely. And I don't know. That's always been my thing, but. Like I've told you guys before, I've made my own promises to people to not be saying that stuff. I know I do say it from time to time, and that's my bad. But
it's just the community that you're in, though.
It's
you know
just, what I mean? I try my best.
You ever seen that interview of, I don't know who, it might be Samuel L. Jackson being interviewed by a white guy, and he was like, there's so much power like within this word and the N word, and he was like, say it. And he's like, what word are you talking about? Neighbor? Like, just say it. And the white guy's like, I'm not gonna say it. He's like, just say it. It's just a word. Just say it. Have you guys ever seen that interview?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Like, I'll help you say it.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. It's so.
Yeah, because then he's like, well, I don't want to say it.
Not with that look in your eye either, dude. Jesus Christ!
He's like, say it.
Yeah.
Say it. Damn. Okay, my bad.
And again, I mean, I'm not an advocate for everybody. Let's say the N word. All that, on 3, 1, 2, 3. But
we can try. Hey, listen, if all three of us say it right now, we could probably change the world.
I don't think we can.
Ready?
I think we would literally change our places of employment after we get done saying it. I think we would have.
Oh, tell me that wouldn't be fucking hilarious, bro.
That would
I get a
be
fucking
insane.
letter from my company tomorrow. Like, we found a video of you online. Oh shit, I said chinky so many times. Oh fuck.
Just say it again.
Listen.
Listen. Like I said, I genuinely didn't know that it was some. I still don't think that it's. But that's just me, I guess, right?
Yeah. Again, anybody who listens today or on the playback,
Dave is not racist.
This is not even brand visibility or safety. This is truly, we are growing up in times now, right, where everybody is trying to be more conscious and a little bit more sensitive and understanding to other people's plights, right? Not everyone, but there's at least 3 gentlemen here, right? And we say these things, don't always mean them, right? In the way in which you may take it. Sometimes we do, but it's all just for good entertainment, all good entertainment purposes, and nothing is ever meant out of malice. Again, the word chinky, I never knew was fucked up. I just thought that was a short way to say something. My bad.
I didn't even think. I just thought it was just a made up word for your eyes being low. I never put two and two together. Now I feel like an idiot because I never put two and two together.
Yeah, I didn't think that was like a bad. I thought that, like calling a Japanese person a Jap, I guess is like fucked up. I guess it's fucked up.
Why? That's like people saying that calling somebody a Jew is fucked up.
It's like you're Jewish. It's like I don't. What do you mean?
Feels like that could be a little aggressive depending on the context.
Like if somebody says they're Indian and I say like this one or this one, is that is that racist?
That's a little racist. That's a little crazy. That gets a little weird. That's a little.
I don't know what that means, but I'd rather not know.
You don't know what that means? Like a
No.
red dot, or
Well,
like
no,
a,
but what?
Oh
my god! Okay, my bad. Sorry. I guess I'm the unhinged one tonight. I don't give a
Whoa,
fuck.
dude. Listen, man. We don't talk about Jews like that on this podcast. All right.
That feels a little weird. Just that one feels a little weird.
We don't talk about other ethnicities or religious backgrounds on this podcast. We are sensitive to them in our understanding.
Based? I agree.
Is that enough 2018 for you right there, bud? Is that good? You like that?
2018.
Dude, 2018 was like Censor City, bro. Everybody was getting canceled for everything.
Bro, I think that's when cancel culture was like at its peak.
Ooh, I don't know. COVID, 2020 was wild.
2020 was kind of unhinged.
2020, there was people in the dance industry, huge names, that disappeared because shit got let out.
Talking about Farside?
Beyond Farside, where's Wildebeest?
Oh yeah, what the fuck happened with Wildebeest? Wait, what did happen to him? I don't know.
We'll
Did you get it close to
I
the
love that. I love that man.
We'll talk about it off pod.
Okay. All right.
Damn,
I love that
like
man.
that?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize he was gone.
Bro,
Yeah,
what
I
do
don't
you
think
do-
he's posted anything new.
What do you do, just to pivot just a little bit? What do you do when you see... Oh, how do I tie this in? You see some incorrect information that bends in a political direction, and you see a post. Sorry, I don't know if I described this correctly. You see a post.
Start over again.
Sorry, yes. Let me refresh. You see a post from somebody that you know personally. The post is not correct information that has a political bend. Do you comment? Do you text them? Do you post something that's a little snarky that's not right? What do you do personally? That's not like a multiple choice. I'm just wondering what you do.
Is this happening in real time right now for you?
It has happened. I didn't do anything, by the way. I just kind of let it slide and whatever.
Is this somebody that I know?
It is.
Is it somebody that we both know together for the same
Yes.
reasons? Okay.
Yep.
Shit, it's me.
It is you. Putch, your dances are unfucking hinged.
The
The Donald Trump shuffle has to stop.
How do you know? Okay, well, let me ask you first this. How do you know it's not true?
I researched it.
Did you research it because of this video?
Yeah, because I was like, this is a little unhinged what you're saying right now. So I'm going to research this, find out where this source is, and what the fuck is going on.
Are you up for a debate?
I don't want to get... See, the thing is that I'm not like in... Not that I'm not into debate. You know I love debating. But I probably want to prep for it a little bit more than just like a 7-10 minute like research session off of that one post.
Is this somebody that you would think... Is this somebody that you'd be okay with losing as a friend?
I mean, I would hope that I wouldn't lose them as a friend. But am I okay with... I don't know, I guess.
I
would hope that it just wouldn't destroy it, yeah.
I think to answer your question, I would do whatever. I'd comment on it, correct, text them, whatever. To say that it's incorrect based off of research, even though the post is politically leaning.
Sorry, the post is politically leaning insofar that it's like it's a narrative that one side of the political spectrum tends to agree with. It's a science-based post.
A science-based post.
Is it about abortion?
No, we're gonna get too like specific.
I
know who you're talking about already, so it doesn't even matter.
I don't know because
But I
science is
just
never
don't want to air it.
conclusive. Science is never conclusive, and I think the best
Wait, what?
thing. Science is never conclusive. Like,
well, that's all fine, but I'm talking about like more of the real reactions of what the science. This is gonna get way too specific. We're talking about like is water drinkable, like the factual basis of whether or not that's true, and then you could go into like the specifics of like, well, it depends on like the salt contents. Well, yeah, of course, but like at its basis is water drinkable. We're talking about like unfiltered or filtered water or whatever.
mm-hmm. So I just again. Oh, I'll comment on it, bro. I used to fucking comment bomb my sister's bullshit all the time, bro. They would post all kinds of random shit, dude. Like, you guys sound fucking crazy. I literally go on there and say, "You sound fucking crazy."
Okay, you want my opinion because I know
Sure,
who it is,
yeah.
and I know who you're talking about. I wouldn't comment on it.
Okay.
Hurt.
And if you are up for debate, just for the sake of debating this person, just you and them, right? Like, and this is why I'm saying this. If you comment on it, it's because now you're on a stage, right? Like, now you have a stage.
Yeah, I know. Now it's like
to debate on, right? And it's like, once that debate happens, and because you figure that you're right, now you have the gotcha on their stage, which was originally their post, and now you're like, they're either forced to take it down because they were wrong, or they're just gonna keep combating you. Or what a lot of people on the right do is switch lanes and be like, oh, well, what about this? You know what I mean? And now you're debating about something else that you may not be prepared for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would just walk up to that person if you are in the mood to debate and maybe do want to change their mind about something. This person is not going to change their mind about everything, but if maybe you want to like just get a little, ching 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 ching, little scrimmage going on,
sure,
then I would do it. I would do it in person.
Okay.
I would do it.
Yeah, I don't.
But this person is also trying to gain viewership and followership right now, so you don't know how much maybe they believe of what they said. Maybe it was just a hot topic.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people. I mean, as we all know, it's easy to be bold or have a certain idea about something, but then when you start fleshing it out, you start seeing where there's the gray areas and things can kind of, hey, I can kind of see how you got there. I can see how you got this. I can see blah, 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 blah. And so, yeah, the commenting under posts, I generally troll. I'm not getting into fact dropping sessions. I'm not getting into the Google search wars, right? Like,
but part of me is like, I'm commenting because I'm questioning the legitimacy of the post, and so that like it could be a troll, but it's also like you're also like wrong. This is wrong. You're wrong, but this post is wrong.
It makes me interested. So I want to know.
I don't even know if I can get the post anymore. Honestly,
you deleted them.
I think they deleted the post.
Well, maybe they deleted the post because they realized they were wrong.
Maybe, yeah.
So this kind of goes into something that I want to talk about, because over the weekend on Saturday, I went to a soccer game with my cousin, who is my least favorite person to debate.
Damn.
And here is why. And you guys know me. I will debate my ass off, but I'm open to having my mind changed if we're debating. Like, if you say something that makes sense, I'm like, okay, all right, you make sense. Like, I agree with what you're saying. My cousin, on the other hand, does not. He will say the most fucking outrageous shit only because he believes it in his mind, and he will do anything and everything to twist your words and make you believe that you're a fucking idiot. And add alcohol.
You do that a little bit.
No, not as bad as he does. Not as bad as he does. Sure. It's horrible, bro. And he won't change it. Like, he will not change his mind, no matter how many points you bring up. That's the worst part about it. Add alcohol to the mix, it gets even worse.
Oh yeah,
worse. So here was the debate. Paul McCartney is more legendary than Michael Jackson. That was the debate.
No.
So I said the same thing that Korpsx just said. Fuck no. Paul McCartney is not more legendary.
Who is Paul McCartney?
Exactly the fucking point.
Well, you're
exactly
younger.
The fucking point.
But I know who Michael Jackson is.
But
Still close
Legend.
to you.
if I was to say the Beatles are more legendary than Michael Jackson, what would you say?
That's debatable.
I would agree that the Beatles are more legendary than Michael Jackson. Me personally, I would say that.
Oh,
I feel like it's
don't
debatable.
know.
More
But-
records sold, more singles, most number ones of all time.
Who, the
And-
Beatles?
Yes,
Has more than Jack.
more number ones than Michael Jackson. I'm almost positive. Kelly, can you look that up for me?
Wait,
I know for a fact the Beatles have more.
don't worry,
records
Kelly.
sold than
I
Michael
got you,
Jackson.
Kelly.
I know for a fact that is true. But
Oh, man.
Paul McCartney
Wait,
was
what is it?
a
Number one?
member of the Beatles who then
Yes.
went solo. Since you didn't know that, Damien. But so I told my cousin, well, he said, well, Paul McCartney was part of the Beatles. That automatically makes him more legendary. And I
That
said,
is true.
no. No, it
20,
what-
20 number one singles for the Beatles to 13 for Michael Jackson.
See, the Beatles as a whole are more legendary
Wait,
than
does that
Michael
mean
Jackson.
Drake
Yes,
is more legendary than the Beatles?
he might be. Because he has the most number ones of all time.
I think he has like 31, 38, something like that.
No, I don't. I'm not.
But
taking
I don't
that.
think that Drake is on a legendary.
Oh wait,
pedestal
I'm
yet.
tripping. Hold on, unless this is wrong. It's 13. So same as Michael Jackson.
Oh, same as Michael Jackson. I don't think Drake has been able to make it to a legendary standpoint yet, because both the Beatles and Michael Jackson both had 50-year anniversaries. Drake's not there yet. Why you make that face, Corpse? Well, anyways, the argument was because Paul McCartney was part of the Beatles, he's more legendary.
No.
I said no.
No.
The Beatles are more legendary. Yes. Paul McCartney as a solo artist, no. You can't bring in the Beatles, because then that means I have to bring in the Jackson 5 too.
Well,
then if I
that's
bring
what
in-
I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and then if I bring in the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson and the Beatles and Paul McCartney, they have the same amount of records sold. Same amount.
I would still say in that 1-2 punch combo, if you're going to go team on team, I would still take the Jackson 5. That's crazy. I would take Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson just because of the one-on-one matchup of Paul McCartney versus Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
There's
but
just-
there's not an equivalent amount of time.
who
The
would you
Beatles-
have thought did better, the Jackson 5s versus Paul McCartney?
Paul McCartney.
Really?
They have the same amount of records sold. But then that adds another case, right? Michael Jackson as a solo artist had 500 million sold, which was equivalent to the Beatles. Or I'm sorry, the Beatles had, I think, 600 million sold. But as a solo artist, he only sold 100 million less in the same amount of time. I don't know that, but like I said, Paul McCartney versus Michael Jackson, I'm taking Mike Jack. If he would have said the Beatles, versus Michael Jackson, the Beatles are more legendary. More famous, I would say more people know who Michael Jackson is than Paul McCartney.
That's what I'm saying. Legendary, bro. Like famous, legendary Michael Jackson did the fucking Super Bowl, bro.
The Beatles never did the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying.
But does the Super Bowl like attest to your fame? Because Bruno
Look at
Mars
the
did Super
crowd.
Bowl.
Look at
Justin
the
Timberlake did the
look at
Super
the
Bowl.
crowd.
Wait,
Katy
what,
Perry did the Super Bowl.
Bruno Mars is. Wait, Katy Perry. These are legends as well. They're not like legends.
Katy Perry is a legend. What's the
Bro,
last song she put out?
Katy Perry is sick. She
Bro,
was,
the way that
she had a
James
moment.
Brown, James Brown passed the torch to Mike, and it's just like, it's Mike, bro.
No, I know. That's why he wanted to debate me, because I'm a Michael Jackson fan.
The moonwalk. What did those dorks from the Beatles all had goddamn bowl cuts, bro? And good day, and it's fucking Tuesday. Fuck
Yeah,
them.
but we can't act like 2012 wasn't absolutely bowled out. Everybody had a bowl cut in 2012.
Yeah,
Don't
but
act
the
like
Beatles
it.
weren't hot in 2012.
I know, but I'm not. I'm
Wait,
saying
I didn't have a bowl cut in
that
2012.
I didn't have a
I
bowl
am
cut either.
saying that the bowl cut is not lame purely because the Beatles had it. Hell of people had the bowl cut. What about the legendary Coconut Head from Ned's Classified School Survival Guide?
True.
No.
Uh,
You're
All
showing
right.
your age, bro.
What are you talking about, bro? You're
I
like
still got Michael
73.
Jackson over the Beatles. I don't know. He changed the culture, pop culture.
That's what I said. But so did the Beatles.
Where?
Wait, what?
Everywhere.
They
What
definitely
group?
should.
What group are we talking about today? We're like, damn, they're the next fucking Beatles.
What? There's
But
definitely
every
been
great
comparisons
performer,
like
we're
that.
like, yo, they're the
But there,
next Michael Jackson.
but for that sake, how many different groups are playing their own instruments the way that the Beatles were playing their instruments? Name me a group that's similar to them.
Revolution, even though they're reggae.
That's old. They're old though. Revolution is old. Tell me a group upcoming right now that you could be like, oh, that's the next Beatles,
None.
because they did it. That's them. That's how legendary they are. There's nobody that could be the next Beatles.
I mean, there was like Fleetwood Mac, and then you had like all
you
these
had
groups.
Fleetwood
like,
Mac in the same category as the Beatles.
No, but there were a group that were playing. There were an actual band. You know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
say Hootie and the
I
Blowfish.
will give you that. Beatles did the band thing, I think, better on a wider scale of audience than anybody else. I will give you that. I just think that Michael Jackson did something to culture that that just won't ever fucking go back.
Yeah, but would you not agree? Would you not agree that international fame is harder when you're an artist from somewhere that's not America or in the American mainstream music? Would you not agree to that?
I will agree to that. I will. That's where you kind of got me by the balls, and like I'm sweating the decision, because you do have a fat point. Yeah,
they're just more legendary. That's the only thing, is they're more legendary. The only difference is they came up in different times. That's
when
the
did
only
their
difference.
music come out in the 70s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were the last great thing before hip hop happened in the 80s. They were the last thing that happened.
The Beatles were the shit, bro.
They were. They are not my favorite music, right? It's not something you're going to find me banging on a Sunday, but I think any person at any given time in history will play that music and understand. They get it.
Better than Queen.
You guys?
Just close it out with that one. Maybe I'll put it on my Instagram tomorrow. Who's more legendary?
That'd be sick. I'd be curious.
I think a lot of people, just based off of like knowledge of music, are going to say Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so as well.
I think so too.
But for the record, I do believe the Beatles are more legendary than Michael Jackson. Performance-wise, no, though. Like if you're talking about all-out performances,
yeah. Like Michael Jackson had him like tenfold stacked.
Yeah,
like,
that man put on a show.
I never even went. I've only seen snippets, and I'm like, oh shit, this looks so fucking fun. It looks sick.
That's why I want to see Chris Brown in concert.
Chris Breezy.
Yeah.
So bad, bro. Like imagine watching 20. I want to see T-Pain too. 20 years of music that you just like enjoy. I went to go see Baby Bash at SeaWorld, and that shit was lit. I did not know that he had that many smashes.
What do you mean?
Baby Bash. I did not know that he had that many smashes.
Baby Bash was that dude.
I forgot.
Baby,
I forgot about that. Tell me what you want to do and I'll do it. But I forgot about that song. I forgot about the what's the song that he has with T-Pain? It goes wow 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 wow.
She move it like a cyclone.
That's a banger, actually.
Sugar, how you get so fly?
That's my shit.
Sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, how you get so fly?
Everybody knows that one though.
Sugar, oh, dude, we're gonna get doxxed off of fucking YouTube for that. Sorry.
I don't know if they understood what you were saying, bro. With your nick out like. Oh shit! All right, close it out, D.
Listen, everybody, thanks so much for watching. We will see you. Thank you, Putch. Thank you, Save, for another amazing episode. We will see you in the next episode of the Usual Tuesdays. Thank you so much for being here, whether you were here for an hour, a minute, on the live, on the playback, if you were here for the whole time, or a short time. I appreciate you nonetheless. Thanks so much. Peace.
Thanks, guys. for another beautiful episode. I didn't realize that we were going to talk about movies the whole fucking time. That was a fun episode, and definitely Korpsx watch Sinners, Zero watch Django.
Yeah.
Sinners is on HBO. I don't know where Django's at, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere.
I'm sure.
I'm sure you can find it somewhere. They say the N-word a lot, so I'm gonna give you the disclaimer right now. You may be offended by the movie.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
But thank you guys for watching another episode of the Usual Tuesday podcast. My two buddies, Zero and Korpsx. Make sure you guys go check out korpscollection.com. Kagini's still available. Are we getting the new merch? Oh, I'll let you talk about it in a second. To our amazing group of listeners, thank you guys so much. I don't even remember what I normally say. It's been so long. But appreciate you guys. As always, you guys stay healthy, stay happy. I love you. Keep smiling. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Korpscollection.com. Yeah. Save Zero. Thank you, boys, as always. Usual Tuesday podcast, you guys. Yeah, Save touched on it, but I do have some new designs coming out that I'm going to do for a very limited run for the adults. But then I will have it permanently as a child's option. Yeah, it's the first design that I had created specifically for the kids. Yeah, there's going to be more backstory to that later when I finally get them all set up. I finally closed out my deal with my graphic designer today, so those actually came through in my emails. So I got to do that next after this. I usually end the podcast, though, so korpscollection.com, make sure you go grab that. I usually end with a Bible verse, but today I want to let you know that this quote says, "The awakened man is alone because he no longer speaks the language of the asleep." And I remember there was a quote I had said on here one time that your loneliness is the price you pay for the uniqueness of mind. So, yeah, it's all right. I hope you guys have a good day, week, month, year in life. Until next time, stay motivated. Bang.
Peace.
All right, boys. You guys stay safe. Love y'all. Be safe.
Love y'all, boys.
Bye.
Peace.